And I remember we used to pray when she found a star. Now we ain't got no faith, 'cause the sky wish it wasn't so cold in this part of my mind. When my eyes are closed, they overanalyze. The weight on my shoulders, the thorn in the side, taking me slowly to the borderline. It was so long ago, but still I'm traumatized. I don't even know the light before my eyes. The weight on my shoulders, the thorn in the side. No one knows what it's like to be like me. And no one knows the effect it had on me. And no one knows what it's like to be like me. And no one knows but me. Thinking about when you went away, it's so hard. Wonder what you'd have to say if you sent us a card. Ooh, sometimes I feel like I'm in a play and I don't know my part. Well, maybe if we meet again, I can make a start. Wish it wasn't so cold in this part of my mind. When my eyes are closed, they overanalyze. The weight on my shoulders, the thorn in the side, taking me slowly to the borderline. It was so long ago, but still I'm traumatized. I don't even know the light before my eyes. The weight on my shoulders, the thorn in the side. No one knows what it's like to be like me. And no one knows the effect it had on me. And no one knows what it's like to be like me. And no one knows but me. Think about you every day, where you are.
Hello, everyone. It is tea time on True Crime with Shenanigans. It is 5:45 here in Nova Scotia, and it is February 18th, the 97th day of February. Got a good show for you tonight. I've got Novah's Inquest in the house again. We're going to go over some misinformation out there, clear a few things up, and we are going to have a much nicer chat today than we did yesterday. I appreciate everyone for their patience yesterday. I know it got a little heated, and I appreciate everyone that came back for more today. So today will not be like yesterday. Um, I'm going to say hello to everyone. And just so you know, there is a new emoji that you're welcome to use in light of the new fan club, which has been created for my favorite major crime person, Staff Sergeant McCammon. So join up. It's just a little bit of lighthearted fun. in when dealing with a really tough subject of two missing children and the heavy content that we discuss at times. You just need to have a bit of a smile and a giggle sometimes. So join that up. That'll be fun. And basically, I'm going to be just using AI to make a bunch of funny videos that I can't show on here because every time I do, I get doxxed basically. And if I get too many, then my channel will get shut down. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to say hi to everyone, and then I'm going to bring up Novah. So hello, Patriot Girl, first in the house, Nurse 2112, and Sky Painter Boomy Tunes. Hello, Laura Lynn, Ariel Sasha, Tambourine, Brian Sutherland. Good to see you. Kelly OG in the house. Lori Nova Scotia, Gaspé Gal, and Jesse. Good afternoon. Good evening. Lynn Hammock, Stella, Sue Oilers, Stevens, Canada 902. Hello. Holly Jolly, good to see you. Johnny 1980 NS, how's it going? Good year. Chicken Whisperer, a little bit 33. Kettle's almost boiled. Well, that was 10 minutes ago, so you probably have your tea by now. And of course, I was late. Sorry. Just assume we'll be late all the time, but it just gives you all an opportunity to talk together. So Joyce Lachance, hello. Just a clap and seal, Earl Grey, and I feel fine. Awesome. Ernestine Oakley, hi Shan, Nova, and chat. What a day. What a day indeed. Jen Turner, longtime lurker, first time chatter. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate you being here. Tambourine, the real Nor'easter. I know. It was very tough for you yesterday. You did well. You did well, I'm gonna say. And thank you for always advocating for me. I appreciate it. Danielle Fisher, hello. Coldburn, Christine. I think I said Lori Nova Scotia already, but if I didn't. Diesel Weasel, Anna Pikarski, Emerald Jane, Jerry Lynn, Joyce Posthumous. Watching a whiteout in northwestern Ontario. We had some giant flakes of snow coming down here today, just giant. Amy 0077, Mrs. Russell Wheeler, hello. Dragonfly Love. All right. Danielle Cormier, hello, good to see you. How's it going? Sherry Lee Thomas, how's Bermuda? Shy 6646. Damien's in the house. He's got his trigger figure ready. So be careful. All right. Jen Nova, Rena Gale, Time for Truth. And isn't it just? So you guys liking the new emoji? Oh, yes. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. I love it. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. 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 Nay. Nay. I would like to take a moment to thank my special fan who reached out to me after last night's live and was so ever so kind to send me a picture of a horse with my face on it. I love it. It's beautiful. And I might actually put it as my profile picture. Oh, I forgot to mention it's me standing in a pile of horse shit as well. Oh, it's awesome. It was awesome. Sky Painter Broomy Tunes, thanks for becoming a member. The Hustler 89's in the house. Haley Woods, Mayflower. Uh, yeah, we're gonna clear up a couple of things, Mayflower, from that. What about this Dodge? What about this Dodge indeed? That was a real trigger for some people yesterday. I don't know why, but we're gonna talk about it again today. We're gonna clear some things up, and yeah, yesterday's idiots won't scare you away. Good, 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 good. So yeah, everybody get their big girl panties on, pull them right up, and let's get this show on the road. Hello, Chris M, Cindy B, Maura, Mildred. All right. Guess you left before the BS began. You must have. You must have. All right. Deborah Dixon, LD in the ditch. Yes. Yeah, it was a it was a day. It was a day. Um, all right. Matt is a catter, Donna Williams, Little Black Bear. Howdy, Nova and Shan. Right. I think I've got everyone helloed. Um, Robin Edwards, Jen Nova, Firehorse, hey. Was it? All right. Yeah, they were they were squirrely. They were squirrely. All right, I'm gonna bring Novas up. Um, and Ginger's mom says the presumption of innocence is a rule of law for the courtroom, not a requirement for public discourse of personal belief. That is true. Thank you, Ginger's mom. Thank you. Um, all right. Are you ready there, Nova? You're muted.
Yes, I'm ready.
All right,
I
perfect.
am ready.
Yes.
There we go. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Rena. I see Rena's there, one of my mods. Thank you. And I see Ginger's there. Thank you, Ginger. I think Ginger's in your chat, though, which is fine. Ginger is a wealth of information. I just love her.
She is. She is.
Yeah.
And I love how she likes to follow up on some things that aren't quite accurate.
Yeah. Yes.
Um
She
the-
catches stuff.
she sure does. She sure does.
Yeah.
Um we're going to talk about the details of the Dodge journey today. We are going to iron a few things out with that. And we're going to discuss a few things that have come up on various channels that I just wanted to squash. And I think I might just squash them right away. Um, so, one of the things that has been coming up recently, particularly released from um, the Monsters of Sabotage. One of the things that came out was just a random thing that was quite easy for me to bring up, but we have Vincent Mallory was on there saying, or Vincent Mallory, there was a clip saying that he was renting a property off Brian Ward. Now, I'd like someone to clarify that for me because I have every single property ownership title for the area. And Vincent Mallory, which I have the receipts and I'm happy to show you. I'm just going to block out the address here. Um, he owns his property. Vincent Mallory owns the property that he stays on in Gairloch Road. The deed is in his name. So I'm just curious if there's somewhere else that he's renting, but he doesn't come across as the type of man that would be renting an additional property to the one that he's living in. But I could be wrong. And I do have the receipts for that. And I know a lot of people say, well, why don't you show the receipts? Why don't you bring them out and show them to everyone? Um, I don't really need to show receipts for everything because all I do, I send the receipts to who it matters, which is the RCMP. But anything I talk about here, I do have receipts for. So, did he rent storage for storage or farming? I don't think so. He has his trailer, which is about the same as Janie's. And then he's got two outdoor storage buildings, uh, both about 12 by 10, and then about an 8 by 10 for the other. So, I mean, seeing as he is under the care of Vaughn and is allegedly in palliative care of some sort. I find it hard to believe that that would be the case, but maybe he's got a side hustle. What do you think, Nova?
Never know.
Yes. So
One
if
never
anybody has
knows.
details on this secondary potential unit, I'd love to see them because Monsters of Sabotage is certainly putting out a lot of stuff without receipts. So, meh. Another thing I heard as well, which I verified with Malaya's family, is that Malaya does have access to Meadow. She still sees Meadow regularly, and her access to Meadow has not been removed, and um, there is nothing that's stopping her from seeing Meadow on a regular basis on her scheduled visits. So, um, just wanted to clear that up. I can't speak for Daniel. I have no idea. So
One
while
would
I was
probably think so with the charges. Well, or and hope so. But
well, I think that he probably still has access as well, unless until he's proven guilty. Um,
okay.
in the court of law, I would find it hard to believe that they did take his access away. But if anybody knows different, please let me know.
Yeah.
But it definitely wouldn't surprise me if he still has visitation. Um, yeah, I just found it interesting that people want me to show the receipts and dox anybody who's giving me information. So why would I
Mm,
do that? So then people stop sending me information.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm not going to put people's names out there who are giving me information because I want information. I want to find Jack and Lily. That's the whole point of this channel. So I'm not going to put out people's names that are sending me information in hopes that I keep it anonymous because then I would lose my integrity, and I'm not about to do that. Um,
Yeah.
yes, I know a very reliable YouTube shared that last night, but I spoke to Malaya's family members this morning and last night, and I had it repeated that that is not true 3 times. So I suggest that things need to go straight to the source when you hear that kind of information. And I always double or triple check what I put out there. So we're going to go over some timeline stuff after because I know one of the other things that's being put out there is that Hayden was there in the morning that morning, um, and I've got some more timing information as to uh, when he turned up, and it wasn't 10:45. It was later than that. So we'll touch that later. But let's get into the Dodge details. So whoever was in chat yesterday was able to see what was going on. So one of the conversations that we started with was what happened to the Dodge Journey. And we had a whole bunch of stuff coming out of the woodworks. It was the journalist's journey that was shown in the picture. We were told that it was Daniel's, but that it wasn't drivable. Then we were later on this morning, I was told that it was actually Logan's. And then it's come out, well, actually, Logan had a journey and Daniel had a Dodge journey. So they both had Dodge journeys. So what I can tell you
Mm,
is that at the time of Jack and Lily's disappearance, Daniel had a Dodge Journey. It may not have been the one that was shown in the CBC interview, but he had one. And it was scrapped months later, and he was driving it. There's a picture of him and Malaya sitting in that vehicle. So it is very visible for anyone who has been following this case since day one. So Logan has one and Daniel had one. Daniel no longer has one because it was scrapped. And according to his dear friend Michelle James in chat, it was scrapped in August, I think, for $375. So,
Yep,
what
I
say
read
you?
that.
You were here in chat, weren't you, Nova?
I saw that.
Yeah. But first it wasn't his. It was the
Right.
journalist's.
Yeah.
Then it was his and it wasn't drivable. And then, oh yeah, it was, but then it went to the scrap yard. So, um,
Yep.
but yes, everybody was very upset about discussing this Dodge journey. Everybody was real up in arms about it. Not really sure why, but
Right.
here we
I
are.
know, right?
Christina Laska, yes, Hayden did bring Patty. Yes, he did. Um, Logan was very vocal on the SUV on Facebook. Yes, so I've got some screenshots that I can show if you really must see the receipts, but Logan's posted it out there. She has confirmed that she did have one, but Daniel had one as well. And I've got a picture of them both at the property at 1407 Gerlach Road. And I'm happy to show that as well. Um, Damien says, if you compromise the identity of your sources, leak information they have entrusted to you, etc., they will stop talking and the integrity goes a long way. Yes, thank you, Damien.
Right.
So I can, if people want to get upset because I'm not going to show the receipts for whom has said this information, I'm sorry. And if people want to get upset because I didn't want to read incredibly disturbing details, allegedly of Daniel and what was occurring at 1407 Gerlach Road, then that's just too bad because I don't know that they're true. These haven't been proven, and there's already been enough shade sent his way that I don't need to throw them under the bus completely. Because again, I don't know this source. I've never met them. I can't verify that it's 100% true, but what I can verify is the information went to the RCMP Major Crime Unit, and that's all that matters. So, um, right. Do you want to go into your video, Nova, as we're talking about the
Sure.
Dodge?
Yep.
All right. The question is, Cindy, where was the Dodge from May until August? That's the question.
So this is when we found out that about this information started coming out about the vehicle. And I was interested in, okay, well, what vehicle is this? And where is it? Because I remembered Lindsay in her article saying, which is that the Globe and Mail, I think, Lindsay,
Yes.
saying about a sedan being parked at Earl's and that this Earl had said this was Daniel's vehicle, uh, and that it was parked there. So I really started digging into that. So I was kind of trying to see what Kent knew. And he was on my channel. I had him on there, I think maybe 2 or 3 times. And so I took the opportunity to figure out what he knew about it. And um, he kind of it's 2 parts because we have to skip the middle because he had kinda went into, if you've ever listened to Kent, he will go into long stories about other stuff, right? So then it, you know, went into how big the mountains are and, more focused on discrediting the individuals who put the tip in about the vehicle. And so then that went on for a little bit. We'll skip all that and then we'll go to the second part where I kind of was trying to draw 'em back to what about this vehicle, to me, what should be focused on. Well, what is this vehicle? Where did it go? Where is it? Yeah, so I have the first part set there, Shan,
Mhm.
already on the timestamp, and then I'll tell you where the second timestamp is. Well, I guess.
No, you play it because it's on your computer.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
I couldn't remember how that went. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
Place here that Janie kind of let the cat out of the bag there by saying that Daniel was down on that road and she picked him up.
Oh,
Because we wouldn't have
wait a minute. That's not the right timestamp. Now, just give me a second.
like I say, I'm only being told, but I've asked the question to 3 people now. 2 of them couldn't tell me what he has for a vehicle. The other 2 say they both thought it was a minivan, Dodge Caravan, and there's not, it's not a 100% thing, but
Yeah.
I would say 99% of the Dodge Caravans weren't standard. Like if
Yeah,
you got a standard minivan, whoever bought that new ordered it that way.
exactly.
Right?
Those don't usually come standard.
No. And then
Um, and they're
for them to
considered
say
a
that
sedan?
well, no, most people call them a minivan, but
Yeah.
a sedan is basically
So you see how I'm trying to, because Lindsay specifically said a sedan, and I'm trying to, go, well, is that considered a sedan though? Because it's a van, right? And he says, well, no. So now we can go down to the next timestamp because then he kind of goes into talking about mountains and the tipsters and stuff that doesn't really matter. Second timestamp.
automatic and standard as there in any company that's making cars.
Yep. Do you know who would know what kind of car that was? Lindsay,
Well,
because she saw it. She would, or sedan, I mean. She would know.
no, she was thinking that it was Daniel's up at Earl's, but we have no idea if Daniel's car is a minivan and it's automatic, well, obviously it's not that car.
Yeah, because in the
Like,
article she states,
she
and
wouldn't relieve the
there's
source.
yeah, there sits. I think she worded it there, and there sits Daniel's blacked out, old blacked out sedan.
Yeah, she said late model sedan, but I don't know. Like I say, that's why I said I was only being told that he had a minivan, but
Yeah,
I don't know if he had another car before that
yeah,
and it's
it,
sitting up at Earl's.
yeah. It just makes me curious, right? Because typically, like to me, I'm picturing those cars that age group would have.
Yeah. So, uh, yeah. So, and it wasn't a van, obviously. And, I was really just trying to be very polite.
You are
Now we
always
have
so
another,
polite.
we have another discussion in another video where I bring it up again, and I was getting to a point where I was just getting frustrated with certain things going on in this case and the misinformation and where the focus was instead of, people discussing things that should be discussed and where the focus should be. And so when and I will find that. And when I do my next live, we'll play that one as well. But I, you could hear my frustration, right? Because I'm trying to talk about this Dodge uh, sedan, not van, that Lindsay had mentioned she saw at Earl's. I said black dope, but she said older model sedan or whatever. I'd have to bring that article up again. But no, it, it, you know, so the journey would be the sedan style, right? He's calling
Uh,
it a Dodge van.
yes.
uh,
And
yeah,
someone who's been in the scrap metal and mechanics industry his entire life, he definitely would know the difference between a sedan and a van. And the whole discussion really over a manual or a standard minivan was just um, pointless, really, because we all know that wasn't what the case was. So the vehicle that you were talking about was the Dodge Journey. And the
right.
only I've never heard of Daniel having a van at all. The
Well,
only
can you
thing,
picture it really? And that's
no,
why I
I
was
can't.
getting frustrated with it. I was like, okay, this is not like this wonderful family man who's going to go, say, most men that go out and grab a van is because they're focused on their family and fitting the kids in the like, you know what I'm saying? And it was really starting to frustrate me. I was like, get off the van kick. Like,
Yeah,
but, I mean,
and
now
Kent
he
knows
didn't say
very
he
well.
saw it.
Yeah. Kent would know that a seven-seater Dodge Journey is not a van. He is
Yeah.
has an immense amount of knowledge on vehicles. He's worked on them his whole life. His father worked on them. His cousin works on them, and he's had a garage. So there is, I know 100% that he knows his vehicles. So there's no questioning that. I've never heard. I've never heard of Daniel having a van. In fact, the only person I know that has a van in that family, I believe, was Ron and Margie had a blue caravan. And I do know that he had borrowed that from time to time to go and see Meadow. Um, whether that's still the case, I don't know. But maybe that's where he got confused. But I've got a picture here of both the Dodge Journeys, on the driveway, his as well as Logan's, so you can tell the difference. Um, and just give me a moment and I'll bring that up. I just need to crop the source out of it. In fact, actually, the picture is on the thumbnail of this video, but let me
Oh,
just get a better picture of it. 1 second. If you want to, did you have any more from that video?
no, I ran out of time. I was trying to find the other one where we talk about it again, and I start, I'm kind of like you can tell that I'm not as peachy as I am in that video, but I will find the other one. Um, but uh, yeah, they're saying it's an SUV or a crossover.
Yes,
Yeah, like
that's
I
exactly the
said,
terminology.
yes, and he certainly didn't say he had a visual of it. He said someone told him. So I have no idea. I
Yeah, I
just
wonder who the 2
was
people
trying.
were that told him that.
Right, and I kind of suspected that he probably had a conversation with somebody or someone's, and that's why I was trying to, see what do you know about this vehicle? But yeah, I will find the other clip I have as well. That's what I was focused on. That was my focus, not are the neighbors lying? Where do these neighbors live? Um, I wanted to know, okay, well, what exactly kind of vehicle is this sedan? And is this the vehicle that Lindsay's discussing that she saw at Earl's? And where is it now? You know,
Yeah. Yep. Where did it go between um, the time that the children disappeared? So on May 2nd, where did it go from there? And who was driving it and what was going on with it between then and the time it was scrapped?
yeah.
Because we know that it was being driven. There's a picture of Daniel and Malaya in that vehicle. And I'm just curious, yeah, what happened to it from then? And we know that he got the um, Cadillac. So we know he's got a certain type of vehicle he wants to drive. Um, and so I can't see him, yeah, being in a minivan myself either. He doesn't strike me the kind, but I could be wrong.
No.
All right, let me just crop this out. Give me one sec. Here we go. And there was, if you guys recall, um, in a video at one of the interviews, there was two gentlemen that were walking by this Dodge that was parked in the front and looking at the wheel well of the vehicle, and as if it had been damaged, right? And as I said yesterday in my live, I had an email saying to me that that Dodge on the night before, possibly the 2 nights before, that it had been um, driving off road and had to be towed out by a friend. So that would make sense if it was towed out from a muddy area or somewhere that there would have been damage done to the wheel well. And in fact, some of the pictures I've found actually look like there's damage to the wheel well. Let me bring this picture up. I gotta do this another way. Hang on. Uh, I have it zoomed in on another place and then it's not letting me bring it up. So give me one second. Um, I'll have to re-save it. And then I'll send that to myself. Okay. Sorry, guys. I just want to make sure it's nice and big and clear for you. Okay. Add to stage. So if you're looking at this picture, the first circled Dodge is at the lower part of your screen that is parked right directly in front of the SUV. That is Daniel's. And the black one that you see at the back, or the dark colored one, is Logan's. So, and you see the two trucks there, and then you see another vehicle off to the side with looks like it's missing a wheel. Um, and that was on the day of the disappearance. So, slightly lighter colored. Looks kind of like a greeny blue or something. Um, so yeah, he did own a Dodge. It wasn't the journalists, and it was scrapped, and we don't know where it went from there. So yes, there seems to be a lot of discrepancy as to vehicles in and around that time. We have that Dodge Journey. We had the little black Subaru at Earl's that was allegedly his. And then we had Justin's uh, blue Subaru, I guess. And we had Malaya's uh, white 2017 Nissan Pathfinder. And there was some curious things, if you recall. Nova, do you remember when he did his interview with the DT show? And he was going to say the blah something
Yes,
vehicle, but
yes,
then um, he changed that to the white 2017 Nissan Pathfinder.
yes. Yep,
So
Justin picked up on that.
yeah, so there was, some strange goings on with the vehicles. I would love some clarity on to um, when that vehicle was stopped being driven, and what he drove between the Dodge and the Cadillac SUV. Um, and yeah, the Black Rio. So there's discussions as to who the Black Rio belonged to as well, and it was the same person as the blue minivan. So um, somebody's just sending me some pictures here. Give me a second. Mm, yeah, there's the Journey on the right there. Yeah. I don't know if that would be this winter, because allegedly, according to his friend, that was in here yesterday, Michelle, who speaks to Daniel, she said it was scrapped in August. So it's hard to say.
Ernestine Oakley, yes. Yeah. Picking up what you're laying down.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I mean, it wouldn't um, surprise me if something happened later on the Wednesday night, because
Yeah.
he's been up all night before.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's not
I
a
thought that as well. Yeah.
yeah, it's not a huge leap, but um, yes. So I'm going to bring up unless anybody else wants to discuss um, the Dodge Journey any further. I think we can verify that Daniel owned a Dodge Journey, and we can verify he no longer has that Dodge Journey. And I know that someone messaged me, um, which I forwarded onto the RCMP about him allegedly running a Dodge Journey off the road on the night or the night before the children went missing and needed to be towed out by a friend. That's all I can verify. The rest is up to you, RCMP. I don't know, but
So,
I'm sure the truth will
can
come
I
out.
yeah, can I ask you, so you were saying that the vehicle what vehicle did you hear was at Earl's?
Well, there was the little black car that was at Earl's too. There was,
Okay.
uh, yeah, there was, and this was afterwards. So there was the sedan that she was talking about, and then there was
Okay,
also,
so that yeah.
and then also like after that there was a little Subaru, like a
Yeah.
two-door sport Subaru looking thing.
Yes, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Possibly, yeah, possibly a black Kia Rio. You never know. And yes, the blue Subaru was one that Justin was driving, but he also parked his vehicle up next to the camp, not the Lorda camp, the old schoolhouse and camp. So we didn't really get a lot of pictures of that. Yeah, yeah, I know. There's so many cars and so little time. It's hard to keep track, isn't it, Nova?
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
All right, let me bring up the property information for Vincent. Give me 1 second. Um, I just want to blot out the actual address so he's not, you know. Yep, Journey is not a sedan, it's a crossover SUV minivan mix. Yep. Well, I wouldn't say it's a minivan. I would say it's a crossover from a sedan to an SUV. Um, but all right. Now, how do I share this screen? No, you're good, Patricia, and thank you so much for your transfer today or last night. That was awesome. All right, remove, add, share screen, window.
Oh, that's good you figured it out, Patricia. I felt bad I couldn't help you, I was trying.
All right, I'm gonna have to do it this way again, aren't I? Good old screenshots. Oh, interesting. Mm, yeah, I think I'll show that one too. Thank you. Lovely. All right. Take picture. Just scribble out the address 1 second. Mm,
Mm.
All right. See what I'm doing for you, Vincent? Anybody watching? I won't even dox a guy like him. So there you go. All right. Okay. Now I got to figure out how to show that other picture I just got sent because that was pretty awesome as well. Somebody just sent me a couple of pictures here, and one of them is a picture of that Dodge Journey with dirt and stuff hanging off the back end of it. So we'll bring that up in a second. Haley Woods, I'll put it up for you 1 second. Okay, 1 sec. So
Lady Liberty, a Kia, a Nissan, a Subaru, and now a Dodge. Am I missing any?
Lexus, a Mercedes.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right. So here you go. This is just something that shows that Vincent owns that property on Gerlach Road. And if anybody actually wants to put in the time and effort like I did, maybe you'll find it. But he does have a large trailer and two large storage buildings out the back. And, unless he's earning some big bucks somehow to rent out a separate place, I would like to see this rental information. It would be great because I myself, I can't see it. And he's not renting his home from Brian Ward. So what is he renting then? And Brian Ward, if you know, if you want to squash this rumor, by all means, message me. I'm putting up my email right now. And you can let me know. There it is along the bottom. And if you want to say yay or nay to that information, I'm all ears. Not saying this goes to everyone. I know people think that I'm set in my ways and set in my thoughts. I'm not. I just go by the information that I'm given, the information I've seen with my own eyes, and 9 months of watching chats and interviews. So I am open to all ideas. And if I'm wrong about something, I'll be the first to admit it. I have no problem acknowledging if I make a mistake. So by all means, please let me know.
Yeah.
Which is why, like I said, I aim to double and triple check everything. So when I heard about this Dodge Journey, which I got emailed about anonymously, the first thing I did was go to Malaya's family to ask Malaya, did he have a Dodge? Yes, he did. So they confirmed it. And then Michelle confirmed it. And then Logan confirmed it. So
Yeah.
it's confirmed.
Triple check.
Yeah. What is the rumor about Vincent? Um, you'll have to look him up because I'm not going to bring it up on here. But he was brought in, either himself or someone brought him in several months ago to insinuate there was a girl at Daniels at some point in 2022 that may or may not have been responsible for taking the children that he had an interest in. Let's put it that way. And if you don't know, then you haven't been following close enough. Right, Novah?
Yeah, yeah. I have a question.
Yeah.
In that video, there's a picture of a female. It shows the trailer in the background, and then it shows Malaya, and there's another female in the pic. Do you know what I mean?
Which video? Sorry.
That MOS video, the last one that came out.
Oh, I believe. Oh, yes. So you've got
Who is that?
Daniel and Hayden, and one of them on the one side,
Saw that.
and I think
Yeah.
that was either supposed to be Shannon, which it didn't look like her, or his girlfriend. Um, I am not sure because I don't know what Hayden's girlfriend looks like. Maybe
Yeah.
someone who's watching will be able to confirm that.
Because
But
that's what I was thinking too, the
yeah,
girlfriend, but I don't know.
one thing that really bothered me is that did you all know that Hayden only just turned 19?
No.
Yeah, so he only just turned 19. So last year he would have been just turned 18.
Mm.
So when he would have met Daniel, he would have only just been turning 15, 16 at the time.
Oh, wow. Yeah, just young.
So anyone trying to like throw a whole bunch of shade at someone who is a minor, it's
Yeah.
so Emily
It's a
is a blonde.
vulnerable age for,
Yeah.
well, male or female.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people like to say that Hayden and Daniel were quite close when they were living at Patty's. So if that's the case, um, Daniel would have been 30 and Hayden would have been 15.
Mm,
So very impressionable age, I would think. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
yeah, exactly.
Haley's emailed me. Okay, I'm going to show this one picture as well that somebody just sent me with regards to this Dodge. It did look dodgy. Um, all right. Where'd you go? Where did you come from? Where did you go? All right. So you guys are going to have to get your eyeglasses on because it's hard to see, but I saw it. So I'll try to zoom in as much as I possibly can. Hello, everyone coming in. So,
Yes, hello everyone. Thanks for being here. The
so if
hustler,
you
I'm not feeling too bad today.
can you zoom in on there? So if you guys like take a little screenshot, which I know you will, um, you can zoom into the back of that Dodge, and you will clearly see debris hanging off the bottom of that Dodge. Um, so I'm sorry I can't zoom it in more for you at this particular time, but it's there. You can see it. How old is Logan? I'm gonna say close to the same age as Daniel. I'm
I
gonna
would
say right
say,
around
yeah.
the same age as Daniel.
Yeah.
And if the alleged charges against Hayden are true, he was a young offender at the time. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So who would know that? Who would know that to say that? There seems to be a lot of interfamily dynamics going on with the family. For example, we were talking about the Kiki conversation, right?
Mm.
About what was brought up by her. And everybody was very shocked to hear that kind of information come out. Um, However, when I spoke to Malaya's family and those closest to her, that story was completely debunked to me. It was confirmed that there was no closets for in that trailer, allegedly, and Malaya vehemently denies that that ever happened. So that story, don't know what to say about that, but if these are the kind of things being put out there, I do ask myself why. And this is the problem that we're all encountering is what's lies, what's misinformation, like what's purposely being put out there that's not true, and why is it happening? And if this is the kind of information that's being brought forward to us and through social media, what kind of information is being sent to the RCMP? You can only imagine, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, there's been a lot of attention pointed towards Hayden, going way back to when Durwood had said that the initials of who were responsible were HF. So um, that leaves only certain people. We have Haley Ferdinand or Hayden Ferdinand, but he does go by different last names as well. His dad is a Ferdinand, but his mom is Murray, but he's also gone by Brooks and Smith. So, um,
Oh, okay.
so you know, it's hard to say, but him being only just turned 18 last year, around the time the children disappeared, um, to orchestrate the disappearance of two children at the age of 18 and have them not seen again since. Um, I find highly unlikely. I find it hard that a 18-year-old would be a criminal mastermind of some sort to figure this out. And a lot of people have come to me saying that there was the story that came out, right, about Alvin and Jenna being seen at the side of the road at approximately 10:45 in the morning, the day the children disappeared, where a shirt was found. Um, and there is stories going out there that, in fact, Hayden was there as well, and was in a vehicle with someone else in the other vehicle in front of Alvin and uh, Jenna. So obviously, I wanted to find out what time he got there. So allegedly, he got to Gairloch Road around 12:30 to 1 o'clock that day with Patty. So he brought Patty to the property. Um, it's a 45 plus minute drive at like best case scenario from Bible Hill area to Lansdowne Station. So it'd be a pretty tight squeeze for that to have occurred, in my opinion. Not impossible, but I struggle to see how the Mackenzies and the Brooks Murray family would have somehow conspired all together to do this. So that would then insinuate that Alvin was involved. Uh, his great niece was involved, as well as Hayden and some other random person. So these are the
Right.
kind of things that are being put forth. It's being stated that Hayden and possibly his girlfriend were there the night before. Um, but Daniel himself repeatedly said there was no one there the night before. not the night before. So
Right. That's right.
yes, this shit just keeps getting crazier. So I try
Mhm.
to debunk as much as I possibly can. But I can only do
Mm.
um I can only do what I can with the information I'm given, right? And we have a troll. Oh, he's just here to do the scrotum dance. Like, is that the same as the helicopter? I don't know. But let's just remove him. There's always one. There's always one.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yes, indeed.
And there was conversation as well about what time Cheryl got there. So Cheryl was informed through Facebook and was fishing with two friends at the time that she found this out on Facebook, and she made it to the area around 2 o'clock. So trying to build a timeline um, of who got there when, and because obviously the theory besides the children wandering off has been pushed that Malaya or someone in Malaya's family was responsible for arranging for them to be picked up, right? And then we have um, Natasha Hayward, who came out and said that there was a vehicle seen at the side of the road that morning when the children had disappeared, and she was on her way to take a child to school late that day, apparently. Um, so there's a lot to factor in. Um, I do struggle with the fact that she didn't come forward with that information for 28 days. Um,
Yep.
and I have heard various rumblings that possibly she was a friend of the family, but I can't verify that. I've heard that she possibly worked with Janie. I can't verify that. So if anybody actually knows these things, rather than it being speculation, by all means, put it in the chat or email me, because um, it certainly would clear things up.
Yeah.
Cindy B says she doesn't know the family at all. Okay. Do you know her, Cindy? My no name ginger ale. Have you spoken to her, Cindy? I'm just curious how you might know that she doesn't know the family at all. Because like I said, I want to know the facts, because there's just too much crap out there. I'm having a hard time believing this is a huge conspiracy involving a lot of people. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree.
Yep.
So Cindy says, so to clear up the rumors, the reason that she did not come forward at first is because she didn't then and still does not now believe that it was Jack or Lily. She thinks it was older kids. Okay. All right. Perfect. Um, well, I guess. Okay.
It might be one of those things that it's just playing on your mind,
Mhm.
that I don't think that that was Lily and Jack. Those kids looked older, but it's constantly playing on your mind, and this is going on in our community. And so to clear her mind, maybe she just thought, you know what, I'd be better off passing this on to the police and making sure, after
Yeah.
time, maybe she just, you know succumbed to that because she just couldn't get it off her mind.
Yeah. That could be it. It's just, yeah,
Yeah.
the clothing didn't match up either, so maybe the dates were
Yeah.
completely wrong too, because the girl was wearing a blue tank top and shorts, and the tank top had like blue dangly things off of it. So something you would
Yeah.
think more towards the end of May or into June, certainly not on May the
Mm-hmm.
2nd when it was like 1 degree.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, she was one of the only witnesses that was mentioned in the newspaper as to someone who was spoken to. So we had Brad that was mentioned, who's named, or I should say, Justin Smith that was mentioned and named, Darren Geddes that was mentioned and named, and Natasha Hayward that was like in the newspaper early days before the documents came out. So it just, I guess, how do you differentiate what's accurate and what's not?
Yeah. And we know that that is not a valuable tip because continuously still after that tip was given, our CMP continued to say no signs of abductions. So, uh, it's not a tip that they felt of was of any value, right?
Yeah. So why do you think that her tip had value or didn't have value? Um, and they also put in Brad's tip and Justin's, like they mentioned those two in the same sort of breath, right? So we initially it was saying it was something that couldn't be corroborated with video evidence at the time. But then we had Staff Sergeant McCammon in his last interview say that it
Right.
was something that happened on the morning that the children disappeared. So
That's right. And that it has to be paid attention to.
yeah, it has to be
Yeah.
part of the investigation.
Yeah.
So
But that's not what was said about the other tip. Yeah.
mhm,
So you definitely see, yeah, a difference in how things are stated with two different tips. Yeah.
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 Um, Maybe they're just trying to get other locals to come forward. Yeah, I mean, it's just so strange to think that other than Natasha Hayward, who thinks they were older children, and there's no one else in that area that saw the children that morning wander off. So if we're to take the theory that they walked up Lansdowne Road, where the blanket was found, and then carried on up towards the trail, so nobody in that time, which is like predominantly on a Friday morning, heading to work time, nobody saw them, and nothing was caught on camera. Certain cameras weren't working. I mean,
Yeah.
I did hear that there was some trucks that were seen on various different like ring cameras or home cameras, but
Okay.
I've never been able to determine where exactly they were from. I'm just going to go to the chat. Better to report something just in case. So it's good she did. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they were able to eliminate, because I always thought that maybe she was wrong about the date and that possibly it was the older kids, you know, like his other children. That it was possibly them being seen getting into a vehicle, getting ready to go home, back
It's
to their
been
moms.
confirmed. Yeah, it's been confirmed that they were not there that weekend,
Yeah.
or that his kids, the older kids. But I think, they did what they're supposed to do. They investigated it, and
Mhm.
because it did state in that same, when they discussed it in that article, that it didn't lead to anything. So, I mean, they did what they're supposed to do as investigators, and it just wasn't, however whatever they would have found out, you know, that led them to believe. I don't want to say believe because they would have to know for sure, like it's not a
Yeah.
belief, it's a fact that it had nothing to do with Lily and Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just mind-boggling that 9 months later that we're still here and with Ourselves, I'm sure RCMP obviously have a lot more than we do, but as a community, we don't have many more answers than we did like 7 months ago. Um,
Yeah.
and in fact, it's
Yeah,
just
Karen
gone.
Jones. Oh, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Karen Jones is saying, she's quoting what he said. Yeah, now it
Yeah.
is obviously, now it has obviously happened. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
That interview with him really surprised me because he was more forward, open, with
Yeah.
certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely looked like he wanted to say more.
Yes. Didn't he?
And I can't
Did he
wait
ever?
until he's actually able to speak freely, once
Yes.
the case is resolved. Definitely. Um,
Yeah.
yes, somebody did mention a delivery vehicle. I do recall that. And Neuro saying, who spotted the man in the black car that morning? So there was discussion on the dispatch about that black vehicle, a black SUV, and it was registered to Gregory Diffin or something like that. And allegedly there was people possibly fishing that owned that vehicle, because there was, like, aerial surveillance saying that 2 men were walking down towards some cabins of some sort. Um, Kimberly Hayden says 10 months is coming up. People need to pull up their pants and tell the effing truth. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Something isn't right. It is a fundamental wrong, and that it is because
Yeah.
how how are we here 10 months later, which it will be in about 10 days, I guess, 14 days, um, not knowing where they are. There's been no sightings of them. The last s- sightings, which were debunked, were 7, 8 months ago. So how is it that children can be harbored um, for this long?
Yeah.
I just find it striking that it's still being portrayed as something like that, or some sort of satanic ritual. Like, I can't bring my head around that kind of nonsense. I mean, if if that turns out to be true, I'll come out here and apologize profusely, but I struggle to think that
Is
anything
that
like
what
that
that
is
was
the truth.
getting at in that
Yes.
video?
Yes.
Okay, because I was like,
The
what the heck does that?
symbolism
What are they?
The symbolism, is insinuating some sort of freaking moon phase where and children sacrifice, and that Malaya
Oh,
and
come
Hayden,
on.
were, Satanist, what was it? Um, like, basically Satanists, satanic, worshipers. So, I'm sorry, I just can't get behind that. And the age difference as
Yeah.
well between Malaya and Hayden is 10 years. So I find it hard to believe that they even have the same interests, let alone the same
Yeah.
religion.
Yes, yes.
But what do I know?
I mean, I remember months ago it being stated that she was into Wicca or whatever is what I remember, but so I wasn't sure if that's what they were trying to get at in that video or what they were
Yeah.
doing.
I would say I would
I mean,
believe that she was into Wiccan things. I'd like to know
yeah,
who out there
that's not
never used a
Satanism.
Ouija board.
Yeah, but that's not Satanism either. That's
No, it
there's
isn't.
like
It's not.
it's
And
misunderstood.
yes, I would say that people need to maybe educate yourself a bit more. Like,
Right.
about
Yes.
things. It's just really truly baffling that somebody is going to be accused of being a satanic supporter or Satan supporter because they have Wiccan style tattoos on their hands. I mean,
Oh, does she?
people people have like crosses tattooed and that aren't even Christian, on themselves. People have like all sorts of things. I've got a Chinese symbol. I'm not Chinese. So,
Yeah,
just throwing that out there. And I'm sure
my
there's a whole lot of you that have Chinese symbols out there that aren't Chinese. Yeah, it
yeah,
was a thing.
my s-
It was a thing
my son showed up today, him and his girlfriend and the baby, but they had the smudge on their forehead today.
for Ash Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he came in and he wanted to see if I would say something about it, and I saw it, but I wasn't saying anything just to bug him. And then he goes, "Mom, what's that on your forehead?" To see if I would notice what he had on his forehead. Oh my.
See, people can still have a laugh. Jesse says,
Jesse, I have a tramp stamp. I'm not a tramp.
"Oh, Lord." See?
Thanks for the laugh, Jesse.
Yeah. Coming from the Catholic Church, they were told that we eat Jesus, that you eat Jesus, yeah, and you drink his blood. So there you go.
That's right. There you
That's
go.
right. That's right.
Yeah. And that's probably what my son did today
Hmm.
while he was getting his smudge.
Yeah. So, and if you want to hold decisions about um tattoo decisions from someone who was younger, I can tell you that almost all of my tattoos I regret immensely. So
I
just
only
gonna
have
say,
one.
oh man,
Oh, how do I turn my hand? You can see it under my ring, but it's a
it's not a
J
ram
for my
head, is
husband.
it?
No, it is the initial J for my
Okay, good.
darling husband,
Aw, that's cute.
and he has L on his.
Aw, that's good. See, I thought it was always bad luck to put your significant other's full name on you, so it's a good thing you just did the initials.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and his mom said, "But what if you divorce? Then what do you do?" And then I said, "Well, then you get a red X tattooed through it." We'll
Yeah.
never divorce.
No. I never used a Ouija board. I don't think it's a thing anymore. Isn't it in the 1950s? I used
Oh,
I
me too.
and I scared myself to death.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
My kids did it when they were teens, but they didn't tell me until they were older.
yeah. Mm, mm, Religion is mm, it depends, I guess, on the degree of religion being imposed on children because yes, I'm not a big fan of scaring children into thinking that they're gonna burn in hell for eternity for decisions that they
100%.
make. I'm not
Yeah,
really a big fan of that because
yeah.
children make mistakes and they're still learning, and to put the fear into them like that, no offense to any of you
Yeah.
out there, but I think,
No,
I
I
think that's harsh.
agree. I told you in my voice message I sent to you what I think of it.
Yeah,
And but you have to let your kids figure their own stuff out. They're adult. He's 30.
yeah,
And you know, I figured it out. I was brought up in the church, Anglican, and I figured my stuff out and have a different thought on it now than when I went
yep,
through my brainwashing as a child.
yes, same.
And he'll figure it out. So,
Yes, Squid says kids can take things very literally. They absolutely can. Yeah,
yes. It's like telling your child when they go to bed every night, and by the way, the boogeyman's under your bed, you know,
Yeah.
y-
If you get out of
just
bed. Yeah. Yeah.
that boogeyman's gonna get you. Yeah.
Yeah. And see, 007 Star Child is saying Indigenous people have been called
Yeah, I
devil
see that.
worshippers and evil. That's why they're outlawed us being allowed to practice our culture and speak our language. Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think that part of this label that they're trying to put on Malaya and Hayden being Satan worshippers is just another racist, underlying racist
Mm, never thought of that.
tone because there seems to be a lot of deep-seated racism with regards to this case, and it is something that we're all going to have to face at some point. But yeah, it's uh, it's definitely something that is um, an underlying issue in Nova Scotia, even right now, as I'm sure you're aware, with all the different political issues that have been going on with the marijuana dispensaries and the fishing and the Elver, and there's just a lot going on right now. So um, for us, it was the birds watching us and reporting back to Santa Claus. My children did not want anything to do with the Easter Bunny. Nothing to do with it. My son did not had nightmares that the Easter Bunny was watching him through the window. So
Aw.
I eventually had to tell him that it wasn't true. So because he was so
Yeah.
fearful that he thought he had seen or like a crazy rabbit looking in the window at him.
Aw.
Yes. He doesn't think that now. He's a bit older now, but what were you agreeing with? Adessa, sad but true. I'm so behind on the chat. I haven't been able to see that much on there. Um, you get those vibes from Earl and Logan. Mm. Yeah, I just
Bad
like
vibes from them all.
yes. You had an email you wanted to read, did you not, Nova?
Yeah. Speaking of that, so I'm not gonna say who it's from, and I'll just read it
Yes, she
off of
has
here.
receipts, but she also does not dox her sources. So just be
No.
quiet about it.
And I think once our viewers, when they get to know you well, from being a subscriber or viewer or whatever, member for period of a time, they just know they can trust you, you know.
Yes.
Um,
But there was a not so kind comment on Ninchi's channel about me today, and I'm sure it wasn't you because it was about a Nova Scotia podcaster, um, basically saying that I clickbait, don't provide receipts, and I'll have to read it to you. But you get that email, and then I'll bring it up. And that,
well,
funnily enough,
why watch? Like, if that's your thoughts and it's not your thing, and you just go to what is your thing, you know?
yeah, funnily enough, the initials were JM.
uh, so it says, "Hey Nova, I just got a call from a very good friend of mine who was speaking, and I don't know if I should say the brother's name either. Speaking to one of Janie's brothers. He said he knows those woods like the back of his hands, and he searched them. And those kids are not in those woods. Well, in the sense that they wandered off and on their own. He also told him that he told the RCMP to lock him in a room with Daniel for an hour and he'll find out where the kids are. And I said, oh, wow, that's telling. Obviously, he's not believing Daniel. I wish the RCMP were at a point they could take action. I feel they will be eventually, but it's so frustrating. Now, this was sent to me months ago, guys. I get a lot of info and I just sit on it until it's the appropriate time. And I got to know this source better, and this is a reliable source, absolutely, 100%. Then this source states, yes, he said they are a bunch of rackheads with a C, C-A-R-C-K, even Janie. And that's two sources that have told me that. I had another source as well say the same thing, and they do not know each other. And also mentioned Logan as well, stating they're all into the rugs.
Would you mind reading that again for me? Because I'm the kind of person that needs to hear things a couple of times to process all the information.
I'm the same way. I listened to your video from yesterday. Well, I was there in the chat, but I was doing supper at the same time. And then I listened to it again later on, and I'm going to listen to it again. And especially information like that, I find my mind starts to break down a little bit and I get pretty teary, and
Yes.
I'm not taking it all in, you know?
Find my mind
Okay.
gets ahead of itself, like I'm like processing stuff.
Well,
Like, hang on a
that's
minute.
what happens. While your brain is processing something,
Yeah.
it's not catching up to, what's being said. Hey, Nova, I just got a call from a very good friend of mine who was speaking to, and I'll just say Janie's brother. It does say what brother. He said he knows those woods like the back of his hands, and he searched them, and those kids are not in those woods, which, I mean, I would take as, if they were put out there nefariously and buried somewhere, that could be a possibility. But as far as them wandering off and them out there searching for them, those kids are not in the woods. He also told him that the brother, told the RCMP to lock him in a room with Daniel for an hour and he'll find out where the kids were. Where should say where the kids are. And I said, "Oh, wow, that's telling. Obviously, he's not believing Daniel either. I wish the RCMP were at a point they could take action. I feel they'll get there eventually, but it's so frustrating." And the individual said to me, yes. He also said they are a bunch of CRACK heads, even Janie. Is that okay? Is that good?
Yep, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah. And that's two sources. That the other source was verbal, so yeah.
Nero, I think what was meant was lock Janie's brother and Daniel in a room together and he
Yeah.
would get the answer. So there's
Yes.
obviously some
This Janie's brother, who obviously was speaking with the RCMP, so he has that's the other thing that you can get out of this is that so this is Janie's brother, okay? And he's saying while he was speaking to RCMP, so he's passing this information on to RCMP. And he's stating that and when I was talking to the RCMP, giving his statement, or I would assume a statement, he had mentioned to them, locked me in a room with Daniel, and I'll get the answers, basically, of where the kids are.
so um what we know about Janie. So in her family, we have Janie, Muriel, and Ron, Alvin, uh, who am I missing here?
Harvey,
Harvey
uh, Jim,
and Jim. Yeah. So Logan is very much pro Daniel. So I'm going to guess that's the same with Ron. We've already heard before that Harvey had distanced himself from the family. So, I mean, I think maybe it's safe to say that Harvey and um,
Jim.
Wayne and are separate from that particular unit. I don't know about Jim,
I
who's the
would
grave
say
digger.
Yeah, I would say that's a possibility with Jim as well. And I would tell you the
Yeah.
other source that I spoke with
Yes.
that
Yeah.
talked about the rugs as well, that
Hmm.
also came from Janie's brother, a different brother.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. We spoke to that same source, I think, didn't we?
right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that really leaves Ron and Alvin and Janie. Now, another one of the stories that's come out on Monsters of Sabotage was that it was Muriel who had reportedly seen Daniel, Malaya, and the children at the end of Jordan's driveway. Now, I struggle to believe that. And if she had, I struggle to believe that she was the one that s- said it. And allegedly, people have come forward and said that the picture that they've shown on Monsters of Sabotage is not Muriel at all, but they state it as Muriel. And it wouldn't be the first time they made mistakes. They also made a mistake with showing a image of Cody, which was not Cody. So um, if anyone would like to verify to me Muriel's location, I didn't think that she even lived in the area in Pictou County. So Chelsea says they get a lot of their pictures messed up. Yes, don't they? I know,
Well,
Chelsea.
hello, Miss Chelsea Gray.
Good to see you. Hi, poo poo girls. Well, look at that.
Yeah. I was wondering, is that supposed to be nice or nasty?
I'm gonna go with nasty, as I've never seen them before.
I was checking.
And
Is that my chat or your chat?
I've been called worse today, so it's all right. I
Mhm.
should show that picture. I'll send it to you, Nova. You'll love it.
Oh, okay. I was like, "What picture? I don't know what you're talking about."
Oh, I just got some fan mail from the um I got some fan mail from the Mackenzie Martell family today.
Oh,
Yeah.
cheeseburger with pickles. Nothing like
Oh,
an advertisement to make you hungry. Now you
I'm
want a
hungry.
cheeseburger with pickles.
Yes. It'll beat my diet of ginger ale and Oreo cookies.
Sounds good.
Or chips and dip. Oh my gosh, I made a homemade dip the other day
Oh,
with sour cream and like
mm.
dried onions and some cowboy spice and a bunch of stuff, and I ate the whole thing. So good. And then
Sounds
I
like
went to
something I
bed.
would do. Yeah, yeah, sounds like me.
Uh,
Good old
I
good old
I
high
do,
carb diet.
yes. A little bit. I do have family trees for pretty much every family involved in this case. However,
Mm,
I don't have it in front of me, so it's hard to remember like the 57 names involved in the families. Um,
mm.
so Laura Lynn is saying she lives on Foxbrook Road. Okay, I heard that as
Oh,
well.
does she?
I
This
heard that as
Muriel
well,
does. Oh, okay.
but I can't verify it. Um, but apparently the picture that was shown was not her,
Mm.
and she
Well,
seems
I was
quite close.
thinking she looks awful different than the rest of the crew.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hey Shannon, good to see you. Gracious to comfort food. Yes. Yes. Chips
Mm.
and dip are my comfort food. So I always
Yeah.
start off salty and savory and then wash it down with like chocolate. I've got a routine.
Cindy's saying, "What is cowboy spice?"
You don't know what cowboy spice is?
I've
Oh
never heard
Lord.
of it either, but I'm assuming it's a blend of really good spices.
Do a cheeseburger with pickles wrote. Oh man.
You
We've
remember
got
someone put a cheeseburger in front of your door and took a shit on it. It was me. That was so funny. What?
oh. Oh, Logan says she'll piss in a cup right now, bud. Ugh, well, we're just going by what your uncle's saying, Logan, so sorry about that.
Yeah.
Gotta take that up with him. Um, do you know where Muriel lives? Was it Muriel that said that she saw um Daniel and Malaya and the kids at the end of the driveway? Can you debunk that, Logan? Because we would sure appreciate it. We're just trying to make heads or tails of the Monsters of Sabotage video, which is obviously full of a lot of misinformation, which we're trying to clear up. Nay or yay?
Enemy, maybe that is not fact about her with the rugs, and she's allowed to defend herself.
Absolutely. That's what
Y-
I've asked them to do. Thank you, Shannon.
Yeah.
Maybe we would like to get some insight as to why even family members are would be creating misinformation, and it wouldn't be the first time. So I can give you a link and you can come up too if you like.
Jan, I have to run to the bathroom. I have my earpiece in though, okay? So
All right, make sure you
you guys
mute.
won't you won't hear me, but I'll hear you.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. So yes, so we squashed quite a few things that had come out from that Monsters of Sabotage video. So we've figured out that Vincent Mallory owns the property that he lives in. We know that the image of Muriel in the video is not accurate. We also know that Malaya still has access to Meadow. So that's been debunked. And we know when Hayden and Patty turned up, which wasn't at 10:45. So is there anything else that you guys think that should be cleared up? And my chat has gone frozen, so I'll have to wait till you all come up. CMBT Genie says, guess who else lives on Foxbrook Road? Jordan Geddes. Yes. Yes. I don't suppose you happen to know how many houses are between Jordan Geddes and Muriel, do you? I would really love to know that. Because I have a little something that could shed some light on something if I knew that. So yeah, she'll have to delete that one. 'Cause it's in her chat. And for those who are asking about cowboy spice, it's normally something that you put on like steak. So it's like a mixed spice, but it's good in sour cream and with onions to make a damn good dip. So yeah, I was hoping that Logan would clear up a few things, but maybe some more chat will unfreeze and I'll be able to see her responses, but maybe not. But what I will read actually, so I'm going to read. Oh, here we go. Okay. Here we go. Logan was in my vertical chat. Can I read the love letter? I can. Monsters of Sabotage is MOS, yeah. Let's all ask a huge question. The morning of May the 2nd, when Alvin was on the side of the road, was it Emily Ogle in the other car? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be bouncing over to AB's momentarily too. Yeah. And I think I can't see why Daniel wouldn't still have access to Meadow either. That maybe that's something Logan could debunk for us because I don't believe that they would take away his access because I've known a lot of stories where men still have access to their children, especially supervised visits in a location like CAS provides. They'd have to be basically in jail to not have that access. Chelsea says, would love to know who is behind Monsters of Sabotage. They definitely have an artistic point of view, but I mean, law enforcement could find out if they want to. Yeah. Yeah. I think they want to. I think they're looking into it. I mean, we already know who some of the key members are of the group. You just have to look at who isn't shat on in those videos, and you can do some deductive reasoning. Those who are portrayed as the heroes are definitely part of the team.
Right.
When you watch the rest of yesterday's live, wow, yeah, it was difficult. It was difficult.
Yeah. You got through it though.
Yes. I suffered later though.
Yeah.
I got a lot of criticism. Actually, I'll read the criticism because I'm happy to. Because I think it's important for people to know that the reason why I didn't read everything that was on that was sent to me by this source was that it actually painted Daniel in as a monster. It made him look in the most worst possible light that you could imagine, and I chose not to do that. I chose not to say things that I don't know. Like I've said, we all get these
Yeah.
emails, don't we, Nova? We can't
Yep.
verify 100% what is accurate. We just know what we're told. We try to verify the information as much as we can, and I try to triple verify things.
Right.
And yes, Chelsea, some really bad people continue to have supervised visits. That's right. So that's why I didn't understand why that information was coming out yesterday that Malaya and Daniel had lost supervision of the or supervised visits of the kids because basically you'd have to be in jail. Um,
Okay.
so this was put under Ninchi's because she also did a video this morning on misinformation. So it says there's a certain Nova Scotian YouTuber that loves to talk in code, and I hope that people can get her, and she hopes that people can get her hints and read between the lines. Clickbait all the time and lots of I can only tell you this much info, but I won't tell you the rest, hoping people can put the pieces of the puzzle together themselves. Constantly holding back info. It's as bad as the fake accounts. I'm happy that you deal with the facts as we know them. No clickbait. No, I got these private chats. Let me see if you can figure them out. So, um, JM, by all means, if you want me to read the whole thing out, just let me know. I'll happily do that for you. But I did it in your best interest, actually. So, yes, I need a Kleenex as well. And again, like all I can say is I don't show receipts. I don't have to show it all because I send it to the RCMP. That's where it needs to go. It doesn't need to go
Right.
to me or to you or to anyone else because this is about finding where Jack and Lily are and what actually happened because and trying to basically wade through an immense amount of misinformation, sock accounts, fake accounts, trolls, gossip, and rumor, speculation. Like it is just an immense amount of information, and that's we don't drop names in my chat. If you have names to drop, send them to the RCMP. Thank you. And also people that try to drop intimidating names in my chat in order to intimidate me and to get people looking at me like I'm saying them. So, yeah, it's a thing.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I think on that note, do you have anything you want to throw in, Nova?
Uh, no, I just, what Chelsea's trying to say there, Jesse, is that, why would Malaya and Daniel lose visits when people who are doing things much worse continue to have visits, is what she's in general just speaking in that way.
Yes. Um,
That's what I took out of that comment.
Yeah. One of the things I've mentioned on my live before was that I have a lot of women that reach out to me privately with their own stories that they've gone through and why they feel so drawn to this case and how certain things and certain sentences and certain people remind them of things that they've encountered in their past. And many women have told me the harrowing stories that they've had to live through and go through with regards to custody with their children, shared custody, and supervised visits. And you would be surprised at what a person can be charged of and be capable of and still be able to have access to their children. Um, if we just look at the boy that just not so long ago who his mother didn't want him to go to
Yep.
his father's, and his father had
One
some,
once a year.
yeah,
Once a
once a
year
year.
for 5 days.
Yep. And he ended up in the woods, surrounded by explosive devices. So,
Sad.
um, and if it wasn't for his beloved dog that went with him, uh, maybe we wouldn't have
And
been.
stayed with them.
Yeah, yeah. And
Uh,
you look at stories like oh, my mind is going blank because I'm actually just overwhelmed with the amount of crap sometimes. Travis Decker,
well,
you know.
I was gonna say, that's what I thought where you were going, because as you were talking, the 2 cases most recent.
Hmm.
Yeah, what
And
happened there as well, and
yeah.
she was afraid. She was afraid he was gonna come right in the house and red rum them all,
Hmm.
so she didn't wanna really set him off by fighting for full custody and keeping the girls away, because she thought that would just set him right off and he'd come red rum them, in the night type thing, and then it's just heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Now, Jeannie said Pictou County CPS is one of the most corrupt organizations going. So I don't know if it's corrupt, but I do want to say that, and I said to Shan this morning, like I'm feeling more and more frustrated with our systems in place that are put in place to protect our vulnerable people, adults and children. And I mean, I feel like would be no different if you called the 911 and you needed the fire department, ambulance, or police, and then nobody showed up.
Yeah.
Nobody comes to help you. They take the call, but nobody shows up. And then they go back and do the paperwork and sign off on it.
Hmm. Yeah. No, it's
And this is where I get choked up and want to cry, because I'm just thinking like they they knew. So
yeah.
either our system needs an changes, and those working in that system are the ones, though they are the advocates. As a nurse, if I saw something that needed to be changed to better the care of the people that we were serving, I was a voice and an advocate for that. It was a part of my job, not just me, but all the nurses and uh, doctors and all the healthcare workers, and the CCAs. It's a part of your job to be an advocate, to be a voice. Well, it's the same with these programs.
Mhm.
So either advocate for the change or those in charge if it's the staff that they're managing or whatever the case may be that need more education, more
The lack of
of
staff, I think
eh,
the lack of
you
staff,
know
I think,
and
is one of the biggest problems too.
right, right. So fight for that and advocate for that and do what you need to do. They're the ones in that position that know that. Like we don't know. I don't know how short staffed they are. I know as a nurse what it's like for a nurse, and I can advocate and fight for that because it affects patient care. I'm just feeling so frustrated. And I mean, if it's true, I don't know if it's true, but Kiki said some things that, that Lily and Jack were taken out of the home before, and if that is true, and then, we have them being involved again recently, just before they went missing. And, like something went wrong here. And I'm not pointing a finger and blaming. But if this isn't a big cue to take a look at something, something's wrong, and don't ever let this happen again. And now with the rug situation, with the math and everything going on out there, and parents, and these people who have this addiction have children, this is not, it's probably not something that is only going to be a one-time thing, you know?
Happens regularly. It happens regularly. Like, and I feel like it's just so obvious when you look at the facts behind what happens to children that have all of these red flag scenarios going on in their home. When you have drug use, when you have domestic violence, when you have financial problems, when you have, you know, all of these things stacked up against a child, um, it is clear that there are, um, it's clear that there are signs, warning signs, to protect these children. And what concerned me the most is I'm not sure if it was accurate, but when Wade had that video that he did with Tint, and he said that allegedly the one of the reports had gone missing, and it's just I'm not sure how we can address it. It's not a one there's not just one way to fix this problem, but it's clear that it is broken from the top to the bottom. And
Yeah.
do we even have a child advocate in Nova Scotia yet? I
No,
believe that we don't even have a child advocate
no.
yet.
And
And
J9 Mac put it good. CPS and family court in Nova Scotia are extremely broken and are in need of reform. And no, we don't have the advocate yet. And it's not just Nova Scotia. I agree. Uh, some Neuro said that. Um, but we're from Nova Scotia, and we get there's big issues here in Nova Scotia right now.
yeah. And it's just a drop in the ocean when you look at Pictou County. You know, it's highlighted. It's just more on display right now as to what's going on. And there is obviously a massive drug problem, and it has a trickle down effect to rural families. And ultimately, what it's resulted in is two children disappearing off the face of the earth. And
Yeah.
I think that there needs to be a huge crackdown on the drugs and throw the book at them
Mhm.
because the amount of lives that are being affected, not just by the people who choose to go out and buy the drugs, but the knock-on effect to their children, and the amount of neglect that allows to happen, and poverty, and meth psychosis is a thing, you know, and
Mhm.
this could have been avoided, and many cases could have been avoided without. It appears that there are some large organizations within Canada that are opening up their eyes a bit. I've been doing a lot of research into like the Canadian Border Services and large RCMP like busts and that sort of thing. And they certainly seem to be doing a lot of digging and squashing before it gets here. But more needs to be done. More needs to be
Yeah.
done. Michelle
Well,
Glasgow did
I was just gonna oh my gosh, I'm telling you, you and I are so on sync. I was just gonna say that. I applaud her.
Absolutely. The best thing that any town could do to save themselves money would actually be to take on board what Michelle Glasgow has implemented
Yeah.
for their band and community.
Community,
rewards
yeah.
for letting know who the dealers are, because the dealers are the ones that are ruining your town, ruining your community, and it starts
Right.
somewhere. So if you got rid of the dealers, you would save yourself a fortune on many things, because you wouldn't have a bunch of drug addicts living on welfare, using the child tax money to support themselves, which seems to be the goal for many people.
Yeah.
And the more children, the merrier.
Teachers did everything they could, including reporting it. Must be very traumatizing for them also. Yes, and I can tell you as a nurse who's had to report and report and report, because that's how it goes. It's not i- it's not just I remember feeling so disappointed. Um, you know, first being in my position as a nurse and thinking that you're just going to pick up that phone and make that call and that's all going to be fixed. No, not how it works.
I think there needs to be more coordination with like NGOs and other organizations. There just there just isn't enough support out there for or the right kind of support. Um, I think I've talked about this at nauseum as well with the safe injection sites. I I I don't believe in those myself personally. I don't believe we should be encouraging that sort of thing. We should be putting the money into rehabilitation facilities instead.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
the same with parenting. Like maybe if you have issues with someone who's a parent, maybe send them to parenting classes rather than spending all this money on foster care. Now, not that we don't need foster care. However, the amount of money that goes towards fostering in a way that isn't um, is wasteful, I would say. It is a real problem as well. It is a real problem as well. The allowances and such that are provided, some people take advantage of that kind of thing.
Yes,
And
they do. Yep.
there there are homes out there, like group homes, where they just pile children into, and they're getting paid uh, a lot of money per child all the time they're in there. They get the meals covered, and they basically just throw in a fresh out of class social worker working the night shift. And as I have along the bottom here, the burnout rate for social workers and child protection workers is immense because their workload is immense. So the only way to fix that problem is to have more social workers and more child protective officers out there so that they are not overwhelmed with caseloads, so that they can actually concentrate on the cases that are in front of them rather than having to pick and choose which ones they think are the most dire, because that's not always the case. It's not always things aren't always what they appear, and it is a lot of responsibility on the caseworker, and we got to look at the top for that. And why do we have the board of directors and the head of the child protective agencies making tons of money while the workers along the bottom
Right.
that are on the front lines are making peanuts and are working till all hours of the day, all hours of the night till they burn out and change jobs? Disperse the
Exactly.
money more equally and put the money into hiring more workers, um, put the money into parenting classes, and starting young. Like, do you remember in school we had parenting classes before we even got out of high school? It should be mandatory. It should be mandatory.
Yeah. Yep. And I agree with the putting the money into more. addiction clinics um, and keeping them up with the rugs that are out there. Um, I've seen facilities that are still it's like it's still the 1990s when liquor and Coca-Cola was or I should say 80s and probably 70s, 80s, and 90s, but liquor and Coca-Cola was the big issue,
Mhm.
for addictions in certain communities. Yeah, we need appropriate
Yeah.
addiction services.
Yeah. And we've only just moved through a bit of the opioid crisis, which was a huge crisis, and that was brought on by certain things. But we
Cash
are now,
Pond says Cash Pond says Nova Scotia already has some of the best drop-in centers in Canada. They need to expand on the areas of the ARC drop-in. Yeah.
yeah,
And like Pictou County is one of the areas that this needs to be expanded to.
mhm,
I know there's others, but only because I live here, I can speak for Pictou County.
yeah.
Uh, yeah. Sorry, Shan, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
no, that's fine. And yeah, I think what Michelle Glasgow doing is fantastic, and every town and village should adopt that policy. And I think you'd make a big
Yeah.
difference because the amount of
Mm-hmm.
money that's being spent on healthcare, housing, rehabilitation, and all these things could be avoided if you just got rid of the source of the problem.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, we should probably wrap this up. It's been 2 hours and 12
Yes.
minutes, and
Yes.
we covered a lot of topics today, debunked quite a bit, and hopefully, people will reach out if with anything else that's inaccurate. I know Logan wasn't happy about what was said by her uncle, so um, that, but it's been one.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you everyone for being here. And I mean, I don't know if that's true about Logan. Her uncle said it. I don't know if it's true. I found it a bit surprising to hear that. Uh, because I know she has kids um, yeah, but and she's certainly allowed to defend herself against what's being said.
Yeah, yeah. It is. It is difficult to wade through what's accurate and what's not.
And it
And
was specifically stated Coca-Cola with her,
mhm,
not
yeah,
math. It
yeah,
was specifically stated Coca-Cola.
yeah,
I don't think she's doing the math, but I think she's doing Coca-Cola or something.
yeah. That's
I
that
can
is
say to me she doesn't look like a rug addict, honestly.
no,
That's why it kind of surprised me.
yeah, I agree. I agree. But there's obviously some sort of contention going on within the family, so
Yeah.
um hopefully that will just spur on some more people coming forward as to where they think Jack and Lily might be, because that's the only reason we're all here right now.
Yep. Lily and Jack, Lily and Jack, Jack and Lily, Jack and Lily. Thanks
Yeah.
everyone for being here. Lots of love, lots of positive vibes.
Yes.
I'm hoping to be back on again sometime this week. Um, yeah. Thanks, Shan.
Thanks for coming on. Always a pleasure to have you on here. Always a nice,
Yeah.
chilled atmosphere, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you as well and everything you do. You work hard. You really do.
I try. I try. But I'll
Yeah.
likely be back tomorrow. I've got some stuff that I'm working on in the background. I'm trying to learn some new applications for things that should help in searches in the future. So hopefully I will be able to learn some more mapping and cartography that will help. So thank you all for being here. And I look forward to our next conversation and see y'all tomorrow likely.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Novah. Bye.
Thank you.
Have a good night, everyone. See you over at AB's.
Think about you every day, where you are. You used to be so close, and now you're far. And I remember we used to pray and wish upon a star. Now we ain't got no faith, 'cause the sky. Wish it wasn't so cold in this bottom of mine. When my eyes are closed, they overanalyze. The weight on my shoulders, the thorn in the side. It's taking me slowly to the borderline. It was so long ago, but still I'm traumatized. I don't even know the light before my eyes. The weight on my shoulders, the thorn in the side. No one knows what it's like to be like me. And no one knows the effect it had on me. And no one knows what it's like to be like me. And no one knows but me. Thinking about when you went away, it's so hard. I wonder what you'd have to say if you sent us a card. Ooh, sometimes I feel like I'm in a play and I don't know my part. Well, maybe if we meet again, I can make a start. Wish it wasn't so cold in this bottom of mine. When my eyes are closed, they overanalyze. The weight on my shoulders, the thorn in the side. It's taking me slowly to the borderline. It was so long ago, but still I'm traumatized. I don't even know the light before my eyes. The weight on my shoulders, the thorn in the side. No one knows what it's like to be like me. And no one knows the effect it had on me. And no one knows what it's like